Everybody wants to see the cuts because they're good for the market, right? So if we go over here, bam.
Oh, even BlackRock, the one we're waiting for, the XRP ETF, they know that it's time for a rate cut. They want to see the FOMC chair, Fed Chair Jerome Powell, do something about it. I'll show you a few things. I just want to make sure everybody's on the same page. Jerome Powell, if he was a CEO, fired, gone completely, because he's made a bunch.
So yeah, Jerome Powell cannot be fired at all. That's the thing. A lot of people have a misconception that Trump can fire Jerome. This is like two different entities. So Trump is not Jerome's boss. And it's basically like two bosses, right? One is holding all the money, and the other one is making very important, very, very important decisions. You know, a very highly respectable person, very charismatic, and the other one is also doing very smart things with group members to decide on what is good for the US government.
Mistakes, and I have a video explaining that. But we know that if he cuts just 25 basis points, guys, we're going to go through the roof. Skyrocket. Why? Because we've been waiting for it. Take a look at this, everybody. Watch this with me. Former chair of global development.
So press Obama's former chair, economist Mohammed Al-Rain, Fed Chair Powell saying if he were a corporate executive, he would be fired by now for all the mistakes he's made. I guess that's all a lot of politics, right? Because you cannot fire Jerome Powell unless he's done like take money from the treasury, which he's already, you guys don't realize he's a multimillionaire. Jerome Powell has like $50 million. Pretty sure he has 50 to 70 million. So he doesn't need more money. And again, he looks like an honest person. He rides to the Fed with his bike. So this is the big news. 11.5 trillion BlackRock chief, I guess, information officer, Rick Ryder, calls for Federal Reserves to lower interest rates. Again, this would pump BlackRock stocks, and BlackRock basically makes all the big boy decisions, right?
You can bring home prices down, you build more houses, you'll actually reduce inflation. So I think it's quite consistent to bring the interest rate down, even though the economy is operating at a pretty good level. Where we're going is to a lower level of inflation, and I think we could bring it down. I mean, you think about inflation break-evens today, depending on which part of the curve, are 2.5 to 2 3/4. So the funds rate, even if you bring it down to 3 1/4, you're still above the rate of inflation. So I think we got plenty of room to drop it, even though the economy's operating well. Look at the.
So this is not Oscar Ramos. He doesn't know anything. That's BlackRock CIO, and that's a former Obama guy. Drop a like, fam. Consider subscribing to the channel. Welcome. I want to make sure that you knew, guys. We all are aware of the charts from the CME group.
Okay, so this is now no change, 96%. Again, was this before or now? Like the prediction is 96% no change because Jerome Powell is literally doing its own thing, right? And this is like you can bet. I feel like you can bet on it. It says expires, mid-price, prior volume. So people are literally betting if there's going to be a change or not.
Right. In about 4 days, we'll see our next FOMC. We have a date. You and I, we're going to watch this together. Get ready for the pumps. Because, man, I'm like, the CME has had it right all the time. The CME has given us.
Watch Powell increase rates by 0.25%, like hiking it 0.25%. That would be so funny. That I think the world would collapse. I think the markets would crash like 20% if that would happen, or 15%. But the issue is, Powell, I'm pretty sure he needs like, other board members to agree. So he would need to convince like the other board members. Is he going to cave in the 4% pressure to lower it and pump XRP? Or will he make no change and wait a bit more and like not listen to Trump? That's the question.
They've been giving us the right prediction in the last, 5 FOMCs all the way since January. I wonder if we're going to have an FOMC that the CMA is not right about it, because right now they're saying there's going to be another pause.
The thing is, we always get like surprised, right? No matter the news, we always get some surprising factors.
And that Jerome Powell is going to once again say, oh,
I don't believe it's just going to be 4%. I think he might actually lower it because, he's going to listen to other people as well.
You know what, guys? Not much is going to happen. So just get ready, because it may come in September or later on this year. And we're going to have a very jam-packed Wednesday 30th, because Wednesday 30th, there's also something else going on when it comes to crypto that, oh man, like so exciting as far as Ethereum and more. FOMC press conference, and there's going to be some CPI data as well, for more information about PCE.
Yeah, so there's going to be so much info. I feel like they also are releasing the crypto updates, everything basically.
So unemployment rate to coming in.
So again, whatever happens here, bullish from that. Like, it's just like a long-term perspective is still very good.
If it happens, man. Now, we know that Jerome doesn't want to leave. Okay, we know that. We also know that the renovation project went from $2.5 billion to 3.1, so it went much higher. Okay, whatever. And I've been updating with a few things right now. Do the right thing, Jerome. Do the right thing. Start cutting. There's also rumors, which we already talked about.
4%. So 95% of people are saying no change. Again, that's a very clear hint. But who knows? Like, I would definitely wouldn't be that surprised if we see a change like down, because Trump is pressuring for 0.25%. 0.25% is not that bad at all.
Right, days ago, about resignation. But this is just to show all angles. Everybody is, dude, either you're stepping out or cutting. What do I mean? FOMC last year, not many people were paying attention to it. It was just us, the DGen stock people, and that's it. But right now, even mainstream media, they're all talking about the Fed. Now with the renovation project, everybody is looking.
Like the eyes, the heat, everything, everyone is like considering what's going to happen with this renovation. And again, I feel like this renovation, if you're building an underground garage, of course, it's going to cost billions of dollars. Like, the building is very old from the Fed. If you don't know, they're going to cost like $2.5 billion. It's literally one of the oldest buildings in U.S. history, I'm pretty sure. And they're building a garage under it. And they shouldn't break it down. That's why it probably cost $2.6 billion. But who knows? Maybe Trump is right. Maybe it is too expensive.
So check it out, fam. There's also more exchanges where you can deposit and get your bonuses, because the time is now to be bullish. All right, so check it out in December. So
target rate probabilities for 10th of December. So there's going to be another meeting. And again, this one is a bit different, but anything could change at this point. But it seems like they are going to lower it by then. He wants to wait another 6 months.
You really think that is the face of someone that is enjoying his job? I will fire him. That's what he said. I will fire him. I mean, I'm not an expert in body language, but I can already say that Jerome Powell just feels annoyed, uncomfortable, awkward. How many things you can say? I'm not sure, right? But yeah, that became the biggest meme ever, and I'm just so crazy for it. So everybody, the price of XRP and the price of crypto and everyone here in our entire ecosystem is ready for a cut.
Everybody is getting ready because, again, this could explode XRP.
Be better or worse for the integrity of the Fed?
It would be much worse. Federal Reserve independence is based on its credibility from being insulated from political pressure.
Why is the independence of the Fed important?
The independence of the Federal Reserve is important because it gives it the credibility to maintain price stability. The Federal Reserve makes the tough decisions so that politicians don't have to. And that, in the long term, gives us lower inflation, low interest rates, and faster economic growth. Moreover, ironically, as much as the president wants to fire Jerome Powell to lower interest rates, replacing him would actually increase interest rates.
Why?
And that's because the Federal Reserve credibility would be shattered.
So yeah, that's the thing the Fed does that people understand. Fed basically helps the U.S. government make the tough decisions that the politicians, don't have time to make. And that's why, Fed is not like magically going to decide if XRP goes up, but cutting the interest rates historically is almost certain it will grow.